Welcome back, kids. I've got a fun project for you today. I want to show you how I made this 14-inch logo clock. Turned out great. Had a few challenges along the way. Burnt a piece of cedar, but it is what it is, and things happen. But anyway, this was a fun video to make, and it just went real smooth and took a little longer than the clock should have taken to make, but that just goes with the YouTube experience. So uh, hope y'all will stick around to the end of the video. I've got a cute little segment there at the very end, and plus I also have a special surprise announcement. Big doings here at the shop. So stick around to the end for that, and let's get busy and make us a clock. So we're in VCarve Pro. I've already got my design laid out here. It's finalized and ready to go. So we'll just do a quick review of my setup here. My piece of cedar is 15.5 inches wide, 14.5 inches tall, and 0.93 depth. Zeroing off the surface, X, Y, and the center. Let me close that. Everything else is just standard. Okay. And now over here we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 tool paths and 5 tools. We'll do a quick review of these. This is the outer profile. This is the 0.02 depth first profile. This is the one I run just to kind of check the levelness of my workpiece. If it's not level, if it has high or low places, this 0.02 is going to show me where that is. I'm using a 1/4 inch upcut Jenny, uptown Jenny, one pass on the outside. And this same tool path will later be used to cut the entire project out of the board. So basically this circle here has 2 separate tool paths attached to it. We'll see more of that later. No tabs necessary. We're not cutting through. Everything else is just pretty standard. So we'll close that. Then we got to drill a hole right here in the center. This is for the clock mechanism for the stem. There again, I'm using the 1/4 inch uptown Jenny. I'm going the full depth, 0.93. And I'm doing the peck drilling, retracting above the cutting start depth. My retract gap is 0.25 and the peck depth is 0.125. And I'm pretty sure these are the default units here. I've never messed with that. When you select peck drilling, I'm pretty sure VCarve Pro just defaults you to this right here. And I've never changed it, and it works fine for me. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No need to dwell at the bottom, I don't think. And yeah, nothing else unusual here. So let me close that one. Now let's go to the numbers. This is cutting these as a pocket tool path, but I'm using 2 tools, and the first one will be the 1/8 inch downtown Jenny just to clear it out. Then I'm going to follow behind that with a 60-degree groovy Jenny that's just going to clean up those edges and sharpen those corners there. You can't get that sharp with a round end mill. You've got to have a V-bit to get that real sharp corner there. So that's what I'm going for, and that's why I'm using the V-bit in this pocket tool path. Something I do all the time. It's not unusual, nothing strange about it. It's just I think there's a lot of folks that don't realize you can do that. Let's see. Nothing else out of the ordinary down here, so I'm going to close that. Then we go to the logo, which is the dog and hunt supply. This is a VCarve. Got it set flat depth 0.06. I'm starting out with the 1/8 inch downtown Jenny to clear it out. That's my clearing path. And then the rest will be done with a 60-degree groovy Jenny. Everything else is pretty standard down here. Close that out. We've already looked at the numbers and the logo. This is phone and website. This is the only one that I was kind of worried about, simply because this is so small, and all of these numbers and some of the letters have the little interior circles and stuff. Like in that 9, that's going to be tiny when it's actually cut, and there's always a chance that those will chip out during the carve. And the only thing I know to do is just to go conservative on it, and which is what I'm doing here. Set my flat depth at 0.05, because I'm using the 30-degree Groovy Jenny. This is the only place on this project I'm using the 30-degree. The reason is I just feel like I have my chances are better of saving these little interior circles here if I use that 30-degree, because it's so thin. But if I let it run the full depth, let's just say if I just didn't check the flat depth, it's just going to plunge in there until till the sides of the bit touch right here. So ever how deep it has to go to fill that gap, that's how deep it's going to go. And in doing so, I have no doubt these interior circles would be chipped out. So just experiences taught me you can't do that when you're working with something this delicate. So I'm using the flat depth 0.05. And I was so worried about it that I ran a test carve on a piece of scrap. I'll show that to you, just to make sure. So, in this circle that looks very, very familiar to this clock project with this gash right down the middle of it, pay no attention to that. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. This is the man behind the curtain. But anyway, here. That turned out great at 0.05. I went ahead and painted it and sanded it, make sure my cut depth was deep enough where sanding wasn't going to mess anything up, and it worked great. So, yeah. Anywho, now let's get back. I think the only thing left now is the cutout. And for this, of course, I'm cutting to full depth, 0.93. I'm using the 1/4-inch IDC Woodcraft The Beast. It's going to do it in 4 passes. I had originally set this up to use the 1/4-inch compression Jenny, just going by the standard feeds and speeds defined by Cadence Manufacturing from their website, and it was going to take 9 passes to do this. Whereas this IDC Woodcraft The Beast can do it in 4, and that's just because it got to be one of the most aggressive end mills, roughing end mills that's available. I mean, that thing is amazing. It doesn't leave the cleanest edge. The walls will sometimes have those real fine lines in them, but they're easy to sand out. So yeah, it's a time saver to go ahead and use it. It takes less time to sand it than it would to run those extra 5 laps cutting out the piece. So that's just the way I look at it. Cutting on the outside right, just like I did on that first profile where we went 0.02. And I could have did that. I could have put this at 0.02 and then set that to 0.91, but there's no point. Sometimes you want to do that, but in this case it just wasn't necessary. So outside right, I'm adding tool pass, 1/4-inch length, 1/4-inch thickness. I'm adding ramps, which I always do on my deep profile cuts when I'm cutting something out. So smooth, 20-degree. That's just the VCarve Pro default. And that's all of that. So all we got to do now is just save it. Well, I'm going to show you. Let's look at the time. So we're looking at almost 30 minutes, 29 minutes and 16 seconds. And as I always say, that's just an estimate. It could be a couple minutes, you know. I would say 2916, give or take a couple minutes. And in my case, triple that because I'm filming. But anyway, I know a lot of y'all are interested in what the machining time is. So there's what VCarve Pro says it should be. So let's close that. Let's do a quick review here. All right, so here we are. Let's go down here and look at that dog and hunt, even though I already know this is going to work, just to show you what it looks like in here. At that 0.05 depth, I can still get plenty of depth, but those interior circle areas are, you know, they're remaining pretty big, you know, relatively speaking. You know, there's a little bit of meat there to maybe hold together. So yeah, when I saw that, and then I'd run that test just to make sure. But yes, that's definitely the right setting in this particular uh, project. Let's color it, see what it's going to look like when it's finished. So there we go. So let's save it and get it on over to the Masso. Oh, I didn't save it. Save. I got my tools grouped: two 1/4 inch uptown jennies, two 1/8 inch downtown jennies, two 60-degree groovy jennies, one 30-degree groovy jenny, and then finally the 1/4 inch IDC Woodcraft the Beast for the cutout. So I've got all of my tools grouped together. Actually, there were three that were running the 60-degree. So there we go. Let's save this thing. Pop, save, overwrite, yes, for the 15th time. Let's get this thing over there. 10:36 a.m. on the 12th. 10:36 a.m. on the 12th. There's our file right there. I know that's the one that we just saved. Drag and drop. Send. All right. Let's get over to the Masso and look at the settings over there. All right. We're at the Masso. First thing I'm going to do is load the file. And you can see still has the test run that I did with the 30-degree bit earlier. So go in here and open my folder. I deleted that test file out. So the only thing in here now is the clock file that we just sent over here. Load that up. All right. And I've already set my X and Y and my Z on my workpiece. And I didn't mention it in the VCarve portion, but this is a 14-inch circle. So I'm making a 14-inch diameter clock here. So the first thing we need to do is, well, let's see. I'm going to let the Masso tell me what to do. So I'm going to go to my F2, rewind, and when I hit cycle start, the machine will come forward, prompt me to load the 1/4 inch uptown jenny. Then it'll measure and then go on to start the cut. So let's do that. I'm going to do cycle start. So it did that. So let me put that bit in there and we'll continue on. All right, let's get this 30-degree out of here. There's my 1/4 inch uptown jenny. Gonna get this show started. Put her back in the drawer for now. All right, let me hit cycle start. Gonna measure the bit and start to cut. Gonna do the profile outside of the circle first, 0.02. Well, that was simple enough, and it looks like I've got pretty good contact all the way around on my circle. I'm a little light down here at the very bottom, but I still think I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to change anything. We're going to run with that. The only thing that's going to be down here is that number 6, and I'm cutting it, what, 0.06 depth? It'll be fine. If it ain't, I'll come back and recut the 6. So, all right, let's switch over to the 1/8 inch downtown Judy. And be sure and you're putting your bit put plenty of the bit up here inside your collet there. You don't want to take a chance on that coming loose or coming out or being wobbly down here when it's spinning. So, all right, now let's cycle start. And make more man glitter. Oh yeah, that 6 turned out plenty deep enough. Cycle start. All right, time to switch over to the 30-degree Groovy Genie. All right, let's go. All right, get this IDC Woodcraft the Beast put in here. Get that joker. That is one bad boy right there. All right, we're ready to cut this thing out. Let's go. All right, now something I hadn't mentioned so far. We got to flip this thing over and cut out the pocket for the clock movement battery pack thing. So let's get to that. Okay, we're back in VCarve Pro. Here's my workpiece, and this is my cutout for the battery pack. Only two tool paths, one tool. So, and I've got the hole here, and that I'm not really cutting the hole. The hole is already cut, but I do want it to go there first. I want the bit to go there first and touch down in that existing hole, so I can verify that it is lined up where it needs to be, and then it'll just go right to cutting the pocket. Look at it. So, well, real quick, the IDC Woodcraft, the Beast. Uh, that's the bit I'm using for this. I'm just going to go 0.5 deep because I just want to see it touch down in the existing hole. So that'll be, close that. And then the actual cutout, same bit, the thickness of this battery pack, the clock movement, is 0.61. So I set my depth of cut 0.61. My overall thickness of my board is 0.91. So I'm going to have 0.3 wood meat between the battery pack and the face of the clock. So that ought to be plenty. But one thing I do have to think about, though, is the length of this stem. And I'm thinking this is the one I bought for it, but I think this one is going to be too long. I have another movement here from a previous clock that I had made last year that has a much shorter stem. But you can see the difference there. And I think that one would probably work better. But anyway, we're just going to go with it. I'm going to see what happens. But no matter what, I know I've got to be 0.61 depth in order for the thickness to accommodate the thickness of the battery pack. So that's why we did that. So we got that. Close it. Let's look at the time right here. Okay, the total time will be around 47 seconds. So this ain't going to take long. I've got my dimensions of my box. The cutout here is 2.22, which gives me a little wiggle room. I think the actual width of that was more like 2.125. I believe it's advertised as 2 1/8. So yeah, I have a little room there. So let's save this. Two tool paths, both of them use the same tool. And I'm just calling this battery pocket. Save. Send it over to the Masso and cut that joker. Battery pocket is 1:34 p.m. on the 12th. That's my file right there. Send it. All right, let's go to the Masso. All right, first thing we're going to do is load up that new file, which is battery pocket. Load. And there it is. So now we need to reset the X and Y because I flipped the board over and I want to be absolutely 100% positive that I'm going to be coming down right in the middle of that circle there. So let me jog over here and do that. All right, I've got it close to the hole. I've got my Masso jogging set on 0.01. So I'm moving 1/100 of an inch each time I tap this thing.
That's what she said.
Let's just go down there.
Excuse me.
See how close I am. Go back just a little bit. That way, just a hair. I'm there. I'll move it real slow. Oh, it's still barely touching. There we go. That's perfection. Yeah. Well, it wasn't spinning on the way in, but it did on the way out. Let's do that again. Just pretty continuous. Yeah, that's it. It's odd though that it spins a little bit coming out, but it looks like it's not touching anything going in.
That's what she said.
All right, so let's set this. Right, and now it's just a simple matter of resetting the X and the Y. I'm there. And I am going to recheck the Z too. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, get our probe block in there. Probe the Z. All right. That ought to do it. Cycle start. And that, my friends, is all she wrote. Get that out of there. Clean that out and test it, make sure. Perfection. All right. You can see right there is I cut one of my dominoes in half. That's where I joined two boards to make this one panel here. Looky there, boys and girls. This is gonna be so nice. All right, let's cut it out. Highly recommend that Milwaukee M18 multi-tool. That thing is so handy. Link in the description below. All right. Let's see how the edge looks. It looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see that. There's my tab right there. I had to sand off, but yeah, that IDC Woodcraft, the beast, got it pretty darn smooth. Had a little bit of roughness right there. Let's go do some sanding. going to put a little bevel along the front edge there. This is my Jessom Master Lift router table here, and this is the Jessom piece tabletop you can buy. Let's see, let me check that height right there. Check it with a piece of scrap. I'll do it from this side so you can see, but I'm just I don't want to go too deep, so I'll go real light this first pass and see what it looks like. Move my coffee, don't. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Love it. Yeah, that's going to be pretty when I paint it black. This bevel will remain black, so it'll kind of frame out the face of the clock here. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of touch-up sanding by hand, and then we'll move over to the painting. I think that's going to work. Alright, let's sand this joker and see what we got. Let me take it off my painter's points first. Let's see if I'm sanding it up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's it for this video, kids. Thank y'all for sticking around to the end of this one. And sorry it went a little long too, but there's just a whole lot going on. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Maybe we're entertained a little bit and maybe learned a little something. I hope so. But it was a lot of fun. This was a good project. And here's the clock finished. Got the hands on it. Now I just got to learn how to tell time. But anyway, Punk gonna help me with that. Speaking of Punk, I got some cute video of her at the end if you want to stick around and see the little bonus footage there at the end. It's pretty cute. But she's going to help introduce a new product that y'all probably did notice on this video, and that's this the easy button here. And that is made by Dash Made Woodworking in Shirts, Texas. The same guy that makes my tool setter. And man, this thing it's awesome. And I'm not even using it to its full potential yet. Like I've got the top button set to just park. That this one will make it home and come down and you'll see and measure the bit. This one I'm not using it really. I just made it turned on the vacuum just to see it work. But eventually I'm hoping that is going to be useful with my next big announcement. Sometime in February, I should be getting the PwnCNC automatic tool changer. Yay! That is going to be so awesome. I can't thank PwnCNC enough. They've been so good to me, and I just appreciate them. I love all of their products. Their dust boot, that V2 dust boot that I use, I wouldn't trade that thing for any other dust boot on the market. I mean, seriously, for what I do anyway, for videoing, being able to take the front off that thing is just invaluable. You know, it lets y'all see really what's going on with the bit. But back to the easy button. I'm not sure how the ATC automatic tool changer is really going to operate, and there's a whole lot I don't know about it right now. I just know it's a very cool concept, and uh, I've always thought it would be neat to have one, so I got one coming. But anyway, we'll figure it out together and see, yeah, see how that works out. And y'all may remember I had did a poll, I don't know, last month sometime, asking would my getting an ATC affect your interest in my channel? And it was overwhelming. I think there were like 30 something, 40 something replies, and only one said it would be less likely. And I hope you change your mind, whoever that was. And everybody else was cool with it. So we're going to go with it and see how this thing goes. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Wanted to mention the distraction dance that I had in this video. Apparently, that's a thing that I just haven't known about. I love the distraction dance, and that's something that I will be using from here on out because I always have something in my videos that I just assume y'all not see, but I still gotta show it anyway. So I'm gonna put a little distraction dance guy there to maybe draw y'all's eyes away from what I don't want you to see over here. I just thought that was so funny. Let's see what else I got. Oh, super thanks and buy me a coffee. At the end of the video, I will have a page there thanking those people uh, for their gift. So appreciated, and it just makes me feel like I'm doing something right, you know. So thank y'all that have donated, and if you're kind of on the fence about it, if you enjoy our videos, or if you're learning anything, consider it. Drop me a penny or two in the bucket. What else I got? Oh, future videos. My next video is going to be about the installation of the easy button. But after that, is there anything that y'all would like to see? I'm looking for suggestions on things that y'all are interested in. So I feel like I'm kind of running in this same concept into the ground, making the signs and whatever. It's just the same thing over and over and over. And that's cool for the first little bit, but it seems like I need to start, moving on to something different. So y'all help me out there and let me know what y'all would like to see on this channel. So I guess that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. All those things are so important to a small channel like mine. Until next time, thank y'all. Oh, come see Papa. Come here, let me see what you look like today. Oh yeah, you look beautiful. You want to see what Papa's building? Look here. What is that?
A puppy.
Yeah, it is a puppy.
What's his feet? What's his other feet?
Well, his other feet is covered up by this letter back right here, this H. That covered it up. But ain't he pretty though? You like it?
She has other feet.
Yeah.
What's he saying?
What's he saying?
No.
It says dog and hunt supply. And then there's the phone number and there's the website. And then you got your numbers. This is a clock.
It's a clock.
12, 3, 6, 9. That's right. All right.
My mom is in there.
I know it. I hear her. All right. This is my shop apprentice, Punk, my granddaughter. She's 2.5 years old and just beautiful. She's going to show y'all how to run this CNC. Push that top button right there. Oh, it's already back there. No, push that middle button right there. Sorry, Papa told you wrong. Oh, look, and like magic, it's coming up here, going home.
It's coming to push the button. It's right in his way.
Yeah. What's it going to do now? Tell them what it's going to do. Push the button.
We're going to say tap.
Oh, yeah. All right. Push the top button, make it go back to the back where it parks. Oh, yeah. You got it going
Don't
on.
look at me, man.
Huh?
Don't look at me, man.
Don't look at you, man. That's a new one. All right, that's enough for right now. Papa got to get back to work. Go ahead. That just turns the vacuum on. All right, now push that yellow button right there. Oh, I did it. I did it on accident. All right, now you do it. There you go. All right. Let's go back to work.
Let's get back to work.
Okay, say bye.
I do say bye.
Oh, okay.